recording. All right, there we go. Okay, this could be an admin issue on my end. I couldn't find the intake form on what we're working with today. Did you get one?
I did not get one.
It's in the like in the original booking. There should have been like a link of like tell me all the things, but which is fine. It's not a big deal. Basically, I'm flying blind here, so we'll just go.
I'm sorry, because
It's
like
okay.
the link that was in there that said like, did you fill this link out? When
Yeah.
I tried to go to it, it wouldn't open. So then I copied and pasted it in, and when I tried to go to it, it said that the page wasn't available.
Okay. Well, I will go in and I'm just gonna write that down so I remember to go back and look at it and make sure. It's no big deal. I just like to save you
Have
guys.
an idea of what's going on.
Well,
Yeah.
I just want to save you the time so like you don't have to just go through it all over again, but it's fine. That's no big deal.
Okay.
All right, let's go. What are we doing?
So, I had posted, you probably don't remember because I'm sure you looked at a bunch of posts, but you had reviewed one of my videos that I had been playing around
Yes,
with
I
trying
do
to ask for
actually
this
remember
pillar
that.
two.
Yep,
Okay. And you had mentioned that the lameness in his front end, looks like something that you guys often see with a nerve impingement, which that lameness has been there forever. And no matter what I've done, it hasn't gotten better. And so last summer, he had a huge workup because he was tripping. So he would not extend his front legs all the way forward before landing on them. So like he was landing like on the top of his hoof like this.
Okay.
And so he had x-rays of his cervical spine, his back, his left elbow, his hocks, and his front feet. And the only thing that they really found was that there was some mild to moderate arthritis in his hocks, which they said was typical for his age and being a performance horse. He is an off the track thoroughbred.
Yeah.
There was one vertebrae in the front near his withers that they said is a little bit close, but it's not actually kissing.
Okay.
And his elbow looked fine. His cervical spine looked fine. His front feet, he does have high-low syndrome. So his left foot is high and his right foot is low. I've been working on that. The farrier has said that his high foot is now where she wants it. His low foot is still low, but it is working its way up. She said she doesn't think it's a negative angle anymore as it used to be.
Okay.
But it's probably not quite positive yet.
Okay.
He does have low heels in the back as well. Those also have been slowly coming up, but again, they're not where they should be yet.
And it says left 4, yeah. That's lame.
I think it might be his right.
It is right.
I think it's his right. I might be wrong on that.
I can go back and search your video and look at it too and see. Um, I I might try to do that really quick. Only in that we want
Help
to,
you.
yeah. Usually, um, not that this matters because there's always exceptions to every rule, but normally it's the high foot that ends up with the
Yeah,
nerve.
they did. My farrier did say she's like the high foot is the leg that causes all the other problems.
Yeah, that is the normally. I mean, both have issues, but the high foot tends to, like, one of the things I remember mentioning in the video was like it could very well be nerve compression, and also it could be just like a lack of ability to have scapular glide.
Yep. Oh, yes. You
And
did review.
that's really common with high feet.
You did say that his scapular. I then did a follow up and posted videos of him doing pillars 2 and 3, and you said his
Yeah.
scapular glide looked good.
Okay.
And then the other thing while you're looking that up that I am having issues with is his one stifle has been having issues when cantering, where I say it's locking up. He says the chiro and acupuncturist both think it's just weak stifles. So they've had me working poles with him. And I do think it has gotten a little bit better, but it's still like you can tell he still is a little like hesitant sometimes in the canter because he thinks it's going to lock up or whatever.
Did you say his left one? Sorry.
I believe it is his right one that does it. I can actually send you a video. Well, I can't send you a video now, I guess, but
That's okay. And you said it locks up?
I think it does. He does this like hopping step with that right foot. So like and it'll always be during a transition, usually down, where instead of landing like he normally would and then transitioning down, he literally like almost like hops with the hind leg and then like trots off.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, I found the video. It's definitely his left front, so that's good.
Okay. I was like, I don't remember now.
It's okay. It's all right. Switching the other ones. Okay. So the nice thing is that we have lots of videos, so it's great. The next thing I'll have you do is he just tied up somewhere?
He's right here in my hand.
Hi, sweet boy. Hi, sweet guy. Can you back off and give me like the full shot side?
Yep.
And I want to
let me. I have a stand. I just figured I'd talk to you first and then put you in the stand.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Let's kind of take a peek. When you guys did the neck x-rays, did you by chance have them look at it from like an ECVM protocol standpoint?
I don't know. I do know they did do a neuro exam as well. Why is this not flipping? Oh, there it is. They did. I don't know if they did an ECVM standpoint one. I do know that they did do a neuro exam at the same time, and that they said was also not like, aside from the lameness that we knew he had, they didn't see anything neurologic from him.
Okay.
Which way do you want him? Like,
yeah, just straight sideways to the camera. Hi, buddy. Good boy. And then go ahead and back him up a little bit. I just want to watch him back. Good job, buddy. All right. And then walk forward again. Nice, sweet guy. Cool. And then turn him around and let me see the other side.
mm-hmm.
Did they get down through like C6, C7 on the x-rays? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I certainly can send you the links afterwards. I don't know if you like to look at x-rays or not, but
yeah, I can take it. The other thing that I might have you do, and then bring him a little closer to the camera on his right side again.
Right side, okay.
And then just like stop him in front of the camera, and then I'm gonna have you move his mane so I can look at his neck and shoulder a little bit on this side.
Sure. He does have that line that you talk about on both sides, but it's not as prominent right now, but like right here on both sides, there is that line.
And then go ahead and back him up a little bit. Goodbye. That's good. Oop. Let's see if he'll square up just a smidge.
Smidge, yep.
Come on, buddy. A little not so drunky.
There you go.
Better. All right, guy. Okay.
He used to, when I first got him, he would never stand square in the back at all. He does now, which he's a little wonky right now, but usually he actually stands square now. And then after he started standing square, he initially had his hocks like touching each other and his toes pointed way out. Okay. A lot of times now he is standing with a wider stance, and they're still pointed out a little, but not as bad as they used to be.
Cool. Okay. Is there anything, I know he's got like the high-low, but is there anything else going on with his feet that the farrier is like working on, or is she kind of happy with everything else?
So she's happy with how they're progressing. So he is barefoot. And when we first pulled the shoes, his soles were extremely thin. Like there was like no sole. So we had him in boots for like a year. And we're doing like all this crazy stuff to try to harden him up. Now what we do, because we are still trying to get that heel to come up, she comes every 6 weeks, but she taught me how to rasp his feet myself. So every 1 to 2 weeks, I rasp back his toe and kind of trim back his heel a little bit to kind of keep that breakover where it should be. And then I put hoof armor on him to help with the sole thickness. And he has gained a lot of thickness. But like if I were to go walk him out on like hard gravel where there's rocks, that makes his feet ouchy.
You know, I'm kind of like right smack in the middle. I'm not really like pro shoes, pro barefoot. I just kind of like depends on the horse and like what we, and I will say that most warm bloods and off the track thoroughbreds, I think just because of breeding, we have bred such shitty feet into these
Feet,
poor
yeah.
animals that even when we get some sole depth, their sole depth is different than like a Mustang sole depth.
Mustangs, yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it's not like it we we want to be humans and be like, but it has this amount of thickness. And you're like, yeah, but it
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
in
No,
my
I have another little guy who I don't actually know what he is. He's like I may have an appointment with you with him at some point. He's way hotter than this guy is, but he is like a Pintalusa color and he has like solid feet. Like
isn't that
it's
great?
like yeah, it really is.
I have a little Mustang there who's just like her feet are she's never worn shoes. She'll never wear shoes. I can off-road this girl on like the nastiest rocks and they're just ironclad. And then I've got another one who he may, we give him breaks from shoes for sure, but he is just sounder in shoes and
Yeah.
all the barefoot packages on him, it's just not enough.
Just doesn't work. Yeah. What I do with him is like if I take him out on trail, I have boots that I put on him
Yeah.
so that it protects his feet a little more.
Okay, he's such a good guy that I don't think this is going to be an issue. Can we ask him to just kind of like hang out there, like throw the lead rope over his back
Oh,
and
yeah.
put the stand in front of him? I'd love to see just like a front end shot of his chest. And then we're going to do the same thing, which can be a little scary, but I think he'll be brave, from above his spine, standing behind him. So I
Yep.
can see how that goes. You're the best guy.
Do you want me to lower? Oh, hang on, buddy. Back up.
I know. It seems awfully fair.
He knows how to ground tie and stuff, but he sometimes is like, "Oh, mom." He does Liberty a lot, so like he knows to come to me a lot of the time.
Good guy. Can you maybe lift up your finger over on the left side to see if we can get his head a little bit straight? Yes. Hi. Well,
There
that's
we go.
good. That's okay.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all right. I'll take it. Okay. You are being perfect. Such a perfect guy. All right. And then let's take the camera behind him
Behind him. Yep.
and then lifting it up. So what I would like to see is his whole spine from his pelvis up to his shoulders.
Who? He is a little offset on the back just to show you, so you're aware. Is that good or is that not high enough?
Nope, that's a perfect height. Could you do a little, maybe like a little tail pull on him and see if he would consider standing up?
Straightening himself up.
I just would like for it to be as accurate as I know. What are we asking you to do?
He's like, "What are you doing, Mom?" Hang on, give me 1 second. I can probably square him up.
Good kid.
Come on, buddy. You know how to do this. Come here. We'll walk around for a second. Come here. You're
He's
a good boy.
So good.
He is my like rock star. Like I can take him to like. It's so funny because when I got him, he was a hot mess. Like you could not put him on cross ties. You couldn't put him on cross ties because he would spin. You could, even in his stall, if you were, can we put it like a little bit further back? Come on, buddy. You know how to do this. There you go.
I don't mind
a little
if
bit
it's
better.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least loading into it is helpful. And asleep. My love.
Come on. Put weight on it. No, not forward.
Go.
Oh, come on, buddy. He is a little off, but step one more. Step one more. One more, buddy. There. Okay, that's a little closer.
That's better. All right. And then let's get a little bit closer if you can. Okay.
Yep. He was kind of looking. There we go. That's straight out.
Yeah. It is interesting his pattern. It's why I like seeing these things. And thanks for doing this on the video. His pattern is a little bit different than what we see for normal horses with high and low.
Okay.
Which is cool. I mean, it's just doesn't mean anything. It's just different, which is why I always try to just mark him up and not go off of assumptions because then I'm wrong.
Right?
Has been my experience. Good guy. All right, that's good. So, and he is, and you are playing with him under saddle a little bit. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
He's very good under saddle. He yeah, he's good. He's really, honestly, he's a good boy. He really is.
So
We've
here,
worked a lot on emotional regulation, so.
I can see that. I can see you guys have done an excellent job. He's awesome. So one of the things that's like kind of consistent, and this is much more extreme than what he's done all of the rest of the time. Now he's like kind of standing underneath himself, like going on a rock stance a little bit.
He used to do this like all the time.
Okay.
This is a lot rarer now.
I was like, he has not done this the whole time we've been on the camera. So I
No,
think
this is not usual.
yeah. What he has been doing every time is standing a little bit over. So not wanting to stand directly over his feet, like his cannon bone's nice and perpendicular.
Okay.
That being said, that's kind of like one of the first things that I would clue in on. So I kind of like to do these in baby steps. Are you guys in like a specific program where like you're working him so many days or writing him so many days a week, or any goals that you're going towards?
No, I work with Luke Gingrich, who's a Liberty person, but honestly, right now it's been so cold and it's just timing wise, I've only just been doing my own stuff with him, so I can kind of do my
Awesome.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. So what I would love to do is, and this is up to you. You have me, you can use me however you would like. We
Okay.
can either take this time and like really go through and do like a full body nerve release session with him, which I do think he would get some benefit from. Not to like unsell my services, but I do like, I think it would be really helpful, but I also think for this particular case, based off of how he's standing posturally, he would benefit a little bit more from doing just some more isolated rehab exercises with him.
Okay.
And then, because otherwise it's not going to stick, is basically what I'm
Right.
getting. Like, I think he would feel good and I
Yep.
think it might help him, but it may or may not hold. And I would rather see some like actual structural changes with him first.
Yep.
And then if we get to a place where it's like, okay, we've done these things, he's either improved or he hasn't, we're at a stuck spot, now let's go in and do some manual stuff because that might actually benefit him more. So what I would love to do is basically break this session up into 3 different sessions. So I'll just send you a free link to rebook. I am
Okay.
in Iceland at the end of the month for 2 weeks, so my schedule's a little wonky, but I would like to just kind of like start with some, and then we'll see how he progresses. Have you send me some updated photos and videos, and then I'll kind of tweak the treatment plan, and then we'll get on and we'll do it again, and we'll just do it until ideally what I would like to see is like every 2 weeks, maybe like this one and the next one being some in-hand stuff, and then the last one being under saddle. So you can just transition
Okay.
ridden stuff. Does that sound good?
Totally sounds good. Yep.
Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to have you do is a nerve release move. Lots of body workers do it in different components. It's just the oral release. So I'm just going to have you
Oh, yep.
stick your fingers in his mouth. I'll have you take the halter off and just loop it around his neck so he can open up his jaw as much as he wants to.
Okay.
And all you're looking for is when you first start, his tongue is going to go blah, 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 in some capacity. You're going to take your fingers back out of his mouth when his tongue starts getting longer than it was when you started. So when it starts coming straight out of his mouth more. It doesn't have to come all the way out of his mouth. It could just be coming down a little bit more. It just depends on how it starts.
Okay.
I know, it's so rude. I'm so sorry.
I know, buddy. I know.
If he wants to turn his head left or right, up or down while you're doing it, just follow him.
Okay. Oh, hang on, buddy.
It's like, this is so rude.
He really is. Yeah, I can feel it. His tongue is pretty high up there.
So we're just going to hang out with him, gently, lovingly annoying him. I know, baby. And his dental and all that's up to date, I presume.
Yes. Yep. Come on.
I know, baby. Good job.
There's got a little bit longer. There we go.
Perfect. And then give him a break.
Good boy.
I know, what's she doing? Crazy. And we'll just give him some time here to think about that.
I know, buddy. I know.
Why'd you do that, Mom? Why'd you do that?
I know. You itchy. You itchy.
God, I think. You ready for
I
some
know.
more? We're gonna do that 2 times on both sides. So you can
Okay.
do your side now, or you can do it on that side. If it feels like he wants to go for a little walk break, he can do that too.
Okay.
I know. Sometimes when I put my 2 fingers in, if they're really not wanting to open their mouth, I'll kind of like go sideways and then open my fingers like I'm making a scissor. There you go. Just
Oh, okay. Yep. Ooh,
annoy them
howdy.
as needed. Have you ever noticed anything with him around like eating, chewing, yawning, where it seems like he doesn't want to open his mouth all the way?
Um, Occasionally when he yawns, I'll see him. I don't see him like not wanting to open it all the way, but I do see sometimes when he yawns, like he'll like twist his jaw to one side, and I honestly can't remember which side it is, but like it'll be twisted kind of more to the side instead of like a huge, straight up and down kind of thing. There
Okay.
we go. Come on, you gotta stick the tongue out. I know, I know. You're all right. There you go. There we go. Oh, the tongue is like in knots in there, buddy. There you go.
Good guy. So we'll give him a little break here and then maybe take him for a walk before we do his other side. The horses, and while we're waiting, I'll just kind of give you a little like theory jumbo. The horse's jaw is really kind of like their gyroscope in space, right? Like it has so much to do with their body. And there are so many different things going on between the cranial nerves where it all innervates that mobility of the jaw is really important. So you're getting a little bit of that when doing the oral release in that they're just working their jaw. And that's why he's not doing it. He's being fine. But some horses, for whatever reason, like they need to turn their head, they need to put their head way down low, like by their feet. And I just follow them. Like I don't presume to know where they need to be to open their jaw. So I just let them kind of like mess around till they find it. And then eventually they come straight and they can do it more in a nice neutral posture.
Okay, so that makes sense. My other guy does that where he like goes down and up and all over the place.
Yeah. Yep. So I just kind of let them play with that until they find neutral easier. And I tend to only do this like 2 times on either side anytime I mess with them because, I mean, they might get sore, they might have things going on. So we're just doing it a little bit proprioceptively. I like that he kind of walked forward and stood a little bit better. And now he's kind of going into a process. He's playing in and out of that stuff. So this is good.
Yep.
All good feedback. From a tongue lengthening standpoint, before I do basically like I do this with all of my horses, even before we go out and we ride and we do warm-ups. I call it like a thoracic sling warm-up, in that your tongue attaches to your hyoid and then it comes down and it's all basically the same muscle group. And it comes down, one section attaches to the front of the sternum and then the other one split and they attach to what's called the subscapular fascia of the shoulder. So it goes medial to their scapula.
Okay.
And this is especially important for horses that were raced because they tie their tongues down. Horses that are like heavy dressage, hunter jumper, where they're like ridden with a heavy flash. When you restrict the mobility of the tongue, what ends up happening is the horse's instinct, because they're being restricted, is to depress and retract the tongue. So the tongue goes down and back, down and back.
Up. Yep.
And what you're getting with that contraction is, with that muscle chain, what that contraction does when the tongue goes down and back is it brings your shoulders medially and then it draws your sternum forward.
Okay.
So literally, it is the antithesis of thoracic sling work. So this is what I explain as like your e-brake. So horses are going around, and what's important to note, as you say, like you work with him at Liberty, you ride him lovely, you're not tying him down, you're not doing anything to amplify this, right? But his muscle development and his brain development, his actions, as you can see, he doesn't want to open his jaw. And when you do see inside of his tongue, you see the knots and you see that it's sucked back. Yep. So it is on his own. He has that e-brake on no matter what you're doing.
Gotcha.
So you see how he just stood up even more?
Yep. Straight. Yep.
So what he's playing with right now, even just with that little bit, what you're getting is a little bit of that movement of, oh, maybe my sternum can relax back and my shoulders can open. And so once our shoulders can open, we can stand into the ground. And then we continue that muscle chain down to your sternum comes in and it attaches to your diaphragm. Your diaphragm comes up and attaches to your iliopsoas, right? So we have a full body chain, and you watch that kind of like roll down through his hindquarters.
I'm on a lesson. Sorry.
Like,
Sorry,
and
go
she's
ahead.
gabbing a bunch of big words at me, like not, which is why it's recorded, so you can have this as notes. But I just say
Perfect.
that to say it's just a really cool thing to note that this really simple thing you can do just helps his entire body.
That is good to know. Okay.
Yeah. It's my favorite cheat sheet. Everybody gets it. I just love it. So
So,
let's,
and is there like so each did you say I'm just gonna walk him, but
yep, exactly.
did so I should be doing that like before I work him each time?
Yep, I would do
Okay.
that every time because it shows him. So everything with the nerve release work that I do, my intention behind it is teaching them how to find their releases themselves. So what you're doing with the oral release, it's kind of like the idea of pressure release in that, hey, I'm going to stick my fingers in my mouth and annoy you, and then when your tongue finds lengthen, then I remove my hand. And so he's going
That's
to start looking for that removal of pressure, even though
gotcha.
it's not like I would call it necessarily an aversive, but when he
Right.
starts understanding the game, right? Of like, oh, you want
Right.
to come to lengthen, I get it. And then he starts playing with the lengthening more and more. And the more he plays with that action, the more he automatically takes the e-brake off so he can get into his sling.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like I posted this as a free video a while ago, and it didn't. I'm like, if you guys just it's the one thing that would help so many people. Good guy, look how much better he's standing on his own. That's
Yeah, yeah, he is.
You're my favorite cheap party trick. This is great.
He is a really good horse, I have to say. Like,
Good job.
just he's. It's
Oh,
funny because my aunt, who's a good boy, good
this
boy. Oh,
is
you got some
delicious.
itchies. Oh, I know, so itchy. I
Thanks,
know.
Mom.
Yeah. Okay, you ready for this side?
And anatomically, there's no reason why to do it on both sides. I just do it for both sides of the brain.
That makes sense.
Um,
I know.
yeah.
My hands are cold too. I know. There you go. Come on. I know. Yeah, I know. There you go. A little bit. Almost. Go a little bit further. I know. Come on. There. Good boy.
Very good. Just give him lots of time in between. I know. It's very different.
He's like, oh,
Yeah, you
no.
like that. What do you think, baby? Kind of cool.
He's distracted by the other horse. There you go. Good. Yeah, good. He just hung his tongue out of his mouth. I know he's looking away from you, but
Good
his
guy.
tongue actually like came out of his mouth and like hung down a little bit.
Love that. I mean, and every horse needs it, like any horse that you play with and work with. It's just kind of like a fun thing. And it is definitely made worse by poor training practices. But you find like I'll find it occasionally in babies too. Like that's it's all tied to the dysfunction that's going on within those muscle attachments. So no matter what's going on in the body, it's just like a really nice general thing to do to just kind of like warm up the right pathways, so to speak.
That makes sense.
I think homeboy went last time.
Ready? One more time. I know. I know. There you go. Good.
Good job.
Come
No, oh, I'm sorry.
on. I know. Come on. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Open. There you go. A little bit more. There you go. Boy. Okay. Love you too. Bye. What do you think, buddy? Are you still there?
Mhm. Yep.
Oh, okay. I couldn't hear anything, so I was like, uh-oh, did it die?
No, just sitting with them. It's so cool to like watch the changes in their body in real time and just see how much more things are softening.
Yeah.
All right, ham boy. So we'll go ahead and put his halter on and then take him for another walk just so he can feel the changes. I like to walk them between each sides just so that they feel it.
Yep.
Another side note of things is all of the myofascial lines in the horse's body connect up at the pole.
Okay. Yep.
Also, the people, I'm not super educated in those, but I've been on and I've had people do webinars with me around the fascial lines, and it's really cool that like when listening to them explain all the different things that are happening with this release.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Very cool. Good guy.
What do you think, buddy? Did that feel good? Oh, got an itchy spot. Okay. Yeah. Oh, a little shake. You're not going to roll. No, we're not doing that. Sorry.
Do you guys have a no roll policy in your arena?
I do some, no, well, I don't think she loves them not rolling in the arena, but I do sometimes let him roll in here. I
I'm
will probably let him
more
roll
naughty
when we
about
are
it.
done.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine with him rolling if you are. Like, I don't mind at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a somatic thing. So as things are moving out, if they feel the need to do stuff, I'm good with it.
Well, we're not going to go out the door. No. But if you want to roll, she said you can roll. Just let's not do it up against the wall and get stuck. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah. That's not food, man. That's not food. That's poop. Come on.
Maybe not. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I'll have you come back over, maybe sideways to the camera again.
Okay.
And then I'll have you stand him up a little bit more square.
Yeah. Come on, buddy. Oh, big sigh. Oh, can you? Here, let's back up.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So now what we're going to play with is kind of like an idea around baby pillar 2 is I'll have you, and you can end up playing with this at liberty and you can kind of bridge it, but what I'll have you start with is put a hand on either side of his halter. Standing
Okay. Hang on, I'm just going to throw my
Put your gloves
gloves
back.
back on. It is cold here.
It's cold here, so I'm sure it's cold. I went out to do chores this morning and I like couldn't feel my nose when I got back inside. I was like, this is terrible.
I feel you. So like here.
Yep. So this way we'll kind of guide him with the halter. And what I'll have you do really nice and slow is I'm going to have you ask him to shift his weight back just a little bit. So as soon as he starts to activate the muscles in his chest and his pecs, you're going to let go and draw him forward. I typically do this off of a vocal bridge, so like I'll make a shh sound. Whatever works for you is fine. Having his head come up a little bit might help him find it initially. Easy. I
I
know.
know, buddy.
I know. There you go. That's okay.
Okay. It's okay. I know. I know.
Yep.
I know.
It's
I
okay.
know.
Over, baby.
It's okay, buddy.
Good, Plenty. Good boy. Very good.
Good boy.
You did a really good job too. It's oftentimes when I have people do that, when they get kind of like worried and they bring their head up, they keep asking. And you did a really good job, like waiting until he was relaxed. So good job. Just
Oh, thank you.
that was very nice for me to see. Usually I'm like,
I don't, I mean, with the Liberty stuff, you don't just like blow through them, obviously, when they get worried. So like,
I know.
it's a lot of waiting and hanging out.
Very nice to see. Makes my job much easier. And then we'll go ahead and go back in and we'll do that again. So basically, we just do this until he understands the ask, right? He has no idea what we're asking right now. So he's behaving completely appropriately.
Right,
As he starts
exactly.
figuring out the cue. Yeah, perfect. That's it. Boy.
Good
That's
boy.
smart. That was it. Sweet guy.
He's looking around like, wait,
I know.
that's
That's
it.
it. That's literally all we're doing.
Like, I don't
Crazy.
know.
All right. And then maybe have him step
Nope.
forward one more step with that right front so he gets a little bit more square.
A little more square.
As we're developing the cue, I'm not super picky on where they're standing. As we get into it, it's best if they're as square as possible because then we're going to get a little bit
There
more.
you go.
Perfect. Okay. So see how he's leaned forward a little?
Yep.
What
Yep.
we're going to ask for is enough of that baby pillar two for him to find straight. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
And it is oftentimes, and the reason why I call it baby pillar two is his head may have to come up higher than pillar one for him to find it in the beginning, which is totally fine.
Almost. Almost. I know. I know. I know.
So rude.
I know. I know. I know. You're all right. I know. Very rude. I know. I know. Buddy, you're okay. I know. I know. I know. You're all right. Little shit. Little shit. I know. There.
Good boy, good
That's
job. Good job. It's really hard.
he is too. He's like, wow, that's really, really hard.
It's really hard. Kid. You can take him for a little walk if you want, just kind of like reset his marbles and then we can come back and try it again.
Okay.
And it is really hard. It is, from a training standpoint or from a horse handling standpoint, all we do typically is ask them to like move their feet. And so for us to ask them to move their body without their feet is it
It's
takes
weird.
them a minute to be like, are you sure that's what you're that's it.
Exactly.
From a body perspective, what we're asking, he doesn't have, like when you look at his forelegs, the back of them, he really doesn't have much in the way of triceps. Continuing going down the backs of his legs, which is normal. This is a very normal pattern that we see. We see a lot of like the flexors where like they're able to like grab the ground and drive, especially in off the tracks. But those push muscles usually aren't developed super well. And in order for him to kind of catch his body and draw back, he has to activate into those triceps, and he doesn't really have any. So it's kind of hard for him physically as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're just a
Because
little weak.
I do know that his body worker always finds that the triceps are like tight and stuff too. So
Yeah, they're tight because they are
weak.
not overly in existence.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's sounding better already. So now he only needs to shift back just a wee itty bitty bit.
Okay, buddy, come here. I know. I know. There, good boy.
Beautiful boy. Very good. I love that. That was really good. And so as your homework is basically going to be this of just kind of teaching him this command. And then, and again, you're doing a lovely job. So as he shifts back, notice how quickly he shifts back forward.
Yep.
So there's two parts to that. And I think it's always worth noting because when we're playing in with bodywork development stuff and training, there are two truths that are going on all the time, and people don't tend to talk about them. They tend to talk about them independently, and they're just both in existence. So one, he doesn't understand what we're asking, so we are putting on a command. So like he does the command, pressure, release. He does the thing, and then he calls back out of it because we're no longer asking him to do it. So part of it is a cognitive training piece. The other
Mhm.
part of it is very physically difficult for him to go back. Like he has not presented so far where he's like back standing square, balanced over his body and being able to physically hold it. So both,
No, he's always leaning forward whenever
yeah,
any of it.
yep. So just knowing like both are true. So why that's important to note is in the beginning, we're not going to ask him to hold it. We're just going to ask him to do the shift. So he gets that practice of the rocking back coming forward. And as it gets easier, like that last one was a perfect one. For that one, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take him for some walks, like some pillar one walks, and then we're going to do a halt. We're going to do the shift back, and then we're going to let him walk off. So we're going to kind of practice that transition, and that's where basically the homework that we're going to play in with. As that gets stronger, what we should start seeing naturally is that when you ask for the shift, he shifts back and he begins to just hold that.
Okay,
And then at
that
some
makes sense.
that will get a little bit hard and then he'll lean forward again. But what we're looking for is for him to slowly start beginning the strength that he can start to hold it. And then eventually our end goal is that he just stands like that on his own because we've developed him now into a place that that's just natural for him to stand like that. And that's the end goal.
That makes sense.
Once he has that stability, then we'll play more with a little bit more of like isolated abduction and scapular rotation of that limb. But it's the reason why the progression goes pillar 1, 2, 3 is if he's lacking stability going, which is where pillar 2 is playing into. If we go into just more mobility exercises, you tend to destabilize them and lose that a little bit. So that's like a really common, somehow that's a common misconception, even though it says 1, 2, 3. People will skip 2 and then they're like, they're teaching abduction, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, that's 3.
There's a reason why of this 1, 2, 3, right?
Um, but so what I'd like to see with him, and it may resolve just on its own as he builds more stability. The bodies are incredibly intelligent, and horses are way better than humans at finding correct ways of doing things as the body finds structure. So we'll see where it goes. So then the last piece that I'm going to have you play with is go ahead and take him back out to a walk, and I'm just going to show you how I ask them to go into a halt.
Okay.
And this is found a lot in like French classical dressage. So there's lots of different variations to this. So as you're walking him, I would walk him with a little bit
More forward.
little more forward, if he's so willing.
I want me to turn this a little bit so you can see a little bit. I feel like you're kind of pointed towards the wall. Let me just, there we go. That way you can see a little better. Okay. Come on. Good boy.
Okay. So that's actually a pretty good walk. So what we want to see is when they're walking before you come into the halt, that their head is coming up kind of higher slowly so that they can balance into that frame and then slowly coming into the halt. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to ask them to stop with their head low and on the forehand.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Because
Yeah.
I've always been so focused on pillar one, pillar one, pillar one that I
Yeah.
probably was not letting his head come back up.
It's okay. And honestly, his pillar 1 developmentally is getting higher as well. Like it doesn't look like it has
It,
to be super low, which is nice.
it's a lot higher than it used to be, that's for sure.
Love that. Yeah. So walking in pillar 1 and then slowly, and so for me, usually I'll just like have my hand on the halter and then I slowly just ask for them to bring their head up a little bit higher, slowing the walk into the halt. Yeah. Yeah. Good guy. Beautiful.
Oh
Just,
boy.
and then you'll take the time to square him up a little bit and then ask for the shift and then walk off.
And I'm doing the shift from the front still, right?
Yeah. You might just pick up, go, yeah. Oh, almost. Do you want me to? Yeah. Oh,
There we go.
good. Beautiful guy. And again, head comes up for it.
Come here.
You want him to come up and into his withers a little bit.
I know it's hard. I know. There, good.
Beautiful, guys. So good. Very good. The other thing that that pillar two shift starts playing in with is as he's starting to play back, it starts teaching his hind end kind of how to catch it. So he's not
Okay.
developed enough for his hind end to really like find a lot of flexion and push off of it, right? Like that drive from behind that we want to see, he doesn't quite have it yet. But what
Yep.
it does is it kind of starts playing in with it, like I can catch your energy and then push off. I can catch the energy and then push off. And then once that starts getting more comfortable, then they can kind of catch the energy and hold them in that nice
Uh-huh.
that gets easier. Then we can take that energy lower and lower and ask for that drive from behind. But it's all kind of a systematic way. Like one's not isolated from the other.
That makes sense. Yep.
Beautiful, guy. Let's do one last one of those transitions. So just a nice slowing of the walk. Head comes up. Yes. Yeah, very good. And then square him out a little bit.
Actually, I'm gonna have you step because those hind feet are all off too. There we go. Almost. Can you square up just a tiny bit more? Yep. Almost. Let's just. There you go.
Very good, kid.
Was that it?
Yep.
Okay. Come on.
It's a little tiny one, but it's still there. It counts, man.
Okay.
Especially as we're like for the next week or so, like as you're like genuinely training the command, every little try, take it.
You just reward it. Yeah, that makes sense.
You've done an excellent job training him. You know how to do all this stuff. It's the same thing. I always like repeat that a couple times to make sure that we're not, and I'm super guilty of this too. Like it's hard, it's easy sometimes when we're getting fixated on the body to look for certain things and forget that we're also messing with our mind. So
Right.
always rewarding the smallest tries. It doesn't have to look perfect just yet. It's
It's
okay.
very true. Like I said, I'll at some point I'll probably do a lesson with you with my other guy because my other guy came to me with a known bucking problem under saddle.
Mhm.
And so I've spent the last year he was like a ball of tension when I got him, would not release anything. Like even with a massage, like would not let go, like to the point where she stepped away like 10 feet away from him and he like finally started to sigh out and then sucked it right back in again.
No,
Yeah.
poor angel baby. Those
Yeah. So
more what do I call like more like general nervous system cases in that when they start to downregulate, it scares their body because their pendulum is stuck into more dysregulation. So then they like rubber band snap back.
yep. That actually I mean I've never thought of it that way, but yeah, that's exactly what
Yeah. So those
he's
ones we
got.
have to do. We go a little bit of a slower approach.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll that those are cases that sometimes I'll mix some clicker training in with them just because it's
Oh,
easier
I do.
connection.
I use a ton of clicker training.
It's a
I do a combination. I don't do solely one or the other, but I do both.
Yeah. Well, it's great. Like it's super helpful. But for those horses that tend to be more nervous system slash like fear of genuine connection
Yep.
cases, I find those ones it works really well. So that'd
Yes.
be a really fun one to tag team on you with. I get a kick out of them. They're really funny. I also get a kick out of them because that's how I was. I
Oh.
like I talk about like I had to do a lot of therapy. I learned like I got really good at relaxing and being kind to myself if something bad happened. But if something good happened to my nervous system, I didn't do that and I should
Yeah.
because then I would sabotage it. And it's just so anyway, I get it. I get the horses.
You're like, I feel you, man. I
Do you
mean,
see how he's
so
standing?
yes, I noticed that. I was like,
A
with
day
that other guy. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said damn. That was
Yeah, I
really
know.
good.
He looks really good right now. He's like
He looks very
stretched out. With my other guy, Hawk, I was doing some of the cranial nerve releases on him, and I was finding that like he didn't really want me touching his face that much. So all I was doing was like resting my hand on his face like that and waiting until he stopped like messing with it. And then as soon as he stopped messing with my hand, like throwing it around, he would start yawning. And
Yes.
I would like remove my hand right away. But I was like, holy cow, just that little bit of touch on
Yeah.
his face. He was like, ah, and then he was like, oh.
Yeah. Just a little like blip on that. I ended up putting out that foundations course because everything that I do, like I go back and I kind of see like what the feedback is and like how like what things people are struggling with, and then I'm like, okay, this is another thing that I need to break down or teach on. And the things that people were struggling with finding pillar one, and it's kind of like with him too, this falls into it with his stability, is the very first piece is that most of these guys are not okay with their faces being touched.
Touched him.
And so I call it neutral touch. Every trainer has I shouldn't say every, most good horsemen have some semblance of that they're doing. And so when you play with that neutral touch of like, hey, I'm going to touch, and you did an excellent job, like you got to stay with them through the discomfort, because what oftentimes happens is you touch them, they respond, the person withdraws the hand, and the horse goes, oh
right.
my, this is scary, right?
Right.
So you stay with them through that. And then as soon as they stop fussing, then you remove the hand almost immediately. There's releases from that. And you do it enough times that then what happens is your touching of the face not only doesn't scare them, but it also equals relaxation. So
relaxation. Yeah. That makes sense.
Soft feel, right? So now I can take that shape and now I can start guiding you how I want it.
That makes total sense.
And that's so then you take that one step further. If a horse isn't okay with being touched, and then we put a halter on a place that they're not okay with being touched, and then we're using that to ask them to go into a vulnerable position.
That makes sense.
This is called trigger stacking. So that's number one. Number two is, can the horses stand over their body? So for him, technically, this is probably the first time that he's been able to be in a true pillar one, because he's not, when he goes into a pillar one and he's leaning forward, he's still using a little bit too much of his neck.
That makes sense.
Good kid.
Like, look at this.
Yeah. He's figuring it out. And he's like, oh my God, I can actually let go of my neck. And that's obviously, like, he has to hold his head at the end of it. There's,
right.
But he's using his like deep core muscles for that support and not anything else. And that's our goal.
That makes sense.
What do you think, kid? Gorgeous. I love it. We'll just let him do this as long as he wants.
I know. He's like, oh, this is kind of good.
More of the tongue action. Yes. Our tongue come out longer. Mm-hmm. You did a beautiful job, baby boy.
It's funny with him. When I'm doing my liberty and stuff, after I click and treat him, he loves me to just sit and rub on his face. Like, he'd stand there for like 15 minutes probably if I just rubbed on his face.
What do you think, cool kid? Oh, all the things, all the thoughts. I love it. Deep processing. My instructor used to call this percolating. I loved it.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He's like, there's just percolating you. It's your job to sit there and not move. Sucks on you if you had an appointment.
No, it's so funny that you say that, because like with my other trainer, Luke, when I first started working, so I got him, he was quote unquote restarted, but green. He was not restarted well. And so like, I happened to fall in with this Luke Gingrich, who does all the liberty, and it was like phenomenal, because we'd have lessons where like at least half the lesson we were just standing here talking, because he was processing what we had just asked of him. So I lucked out. I learned early on to like let them have these moments.
It's honestly the best thing that we can do for them. And I mean, and sometimes like real life exists and we don't always
you can't always, right?
Man, if you can. I've sat with some, it's happened more with mares than geldings, but I've sat with some for like upwards of 30 to 40 minutes. And like in the middle of it, they'll all of a sudden, and it won't be like at me or anything in the environment. It's almost like they're dreaming. They'll pin their ears and get really angry and like kind of process this deep like anger emotion. And they just go back kind of to sleep, and then they snap out of it. It's really fascinating.
That would be cool to see.
Yeah, I have lots of questions on what's going on when they do this, but I at least have a lot of reverence for it anyway. What do you think, handsome? So this is super encouraging. So this is basically like a perfect demonstration of why we're doing it in the order that we're doing it. So we'll let him play with this stuff. I would say, and like I said, my schedule's wonky, so it might be a little bit past 2 weeks, but we'll play
That's
around.
okay.
We'll play around with what he's doing. We'll either get you in right before I go to Iceland or when I get back.
Okay.
And then just kind of see where he's at. And then from there, my next thought process is we'll do a little bit of body work on the second one, depending on how he's doing, and then add a few more homework pieces. And then on the third one, we'll see how we translate that under saddle and just kind of get you a full spectrum.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But this is awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have surefoot pads?
I don't, but I've thought about getting them. Are they good?
They are. I really like them, and I really like them for horses like him that are kind of like learning and or struggling with the pushing into the ground. It just gives just enough cushion that they have to activate those muscles, and then all the little mechanoreceptors that it wakes up for them. I just think it's really cool.
Oh, okay.
We have I'm not at all educated in all of them. I've done a couple webinars with Wendy, who developed them. She's brilliant. And she suggested that I get the half physio pad to take with me to clinics because it's the most safe one that's kind of like good for everybody. So that's the one that I pack with me.
Oh, okay.
And then the process of it is you just pick up one of their feet, you put the pad under, you put it down. Some horses need a little bit of time with it because they're kind of inherently taught to not step on squishy things, which I appreciate as a human.
I do too.
There is a little bit sometimes where they're like, hey, and they pick their head up. But once they kind of get used to it, if they're cool with it, what you do is you put it under their foot and you put their foot down. They don't have to stand on it all the way. Wendy is very much like, you just let them do whatever they want. If they want to press all their weight on, great. If they want to do toe, great. If they want to do half on, half off, great. Doesn't matter. And you just let them stand on it until they want to walk off. And then you just do that for all four.
Okay. Yeah,
just a really gentle, easy way of doing it. Good guy.
Yeah, he's definitely going deep.
Is there any other questions that you have or any other things?
I don't think so. So both, I guess just to confirm, do both of those things. So the tongue release and then that shift back and the walking, and do that before each time I work with him.
Yeah. And I would
back off doing any of the other stuff, or like, I mean, I'm fine with doing whatever. So
if you really wanted to play this out as a case study, I would maybe just play with this stuff with him. And let him run around and do some stuff at Liberty for funsies. I would avoid circles for now, just because we want to kind of heal what's going on with him stability wise. I don't do pillar 3 with him right now. Basically this, I would just play with this and then just kind of let him loose would be what I would play. We'll just kind of see what, if he were at my place, what I typically do is I'll do this with them like 2 to 3 times a day for like 5 to 10 minutes a day. So it's not like a lot.
Gotcha.
I also, minus the walk breaks, like the walking and the stopping is a little bit tricky to do environmentally, and that like it's easier to do like in an arena and other stuff. But the going in and playing around with the tongue, the oral release, or doing like a couple of the shift backs, if you do them, like my favorite thing for any of this stuff is to do it as much as like part of a conversation as possible. So like when you go into the stall, put the halter on, do a little oral release, ask for a little shift, walk him out. Go do something. Go do stuff, do a little oral release, shift back, walk him out of the cross ties, do something else. Does that make sense? So it's just kind of like,
it does. You're almost like integrating it into the day as opposed to like drilling it, kind of.
Yeah, I really hate arenas and I really hate drilling things. And when we're in a lesson and when we're doing things, that is, unfortunately kind of how it comes out. But in like the day-to-day rehab stuff, I just make it as much of just a part of the conversation and normal life as I can, because there is a little bit of a mental framework that they get into when we're like, oh, we're in the arena, we're doing a thing. And I don't want them to be like that, because my end game is that they're doing this thing on their own in their pasture.
That makes sense. Yep.
So yeah. Hi, good morning. Oh, you got all the way through the hind limb. That's so nice.
He's like, oh,
It's delicious.
he is too.
Sweet boy. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, stretch the other leg. Like, oh.
Oh, what do you think? All the feels. And this is the stuff that I think is so cool for the people that are educated on the fascial lines because they're like, oh yeah, it's this line and it's that line and it's this and they're doing that. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like
That is really
I watch
cool.
them respond. I watch it go head to toe, but I don't map it the way that
Yeah.
bowling
I
goes.
don't know all the fascial lines either. I've been working myself with a body worker that does all the like myofascial releases and stuff. She was also from California, so like it's all long distance, but like she'll tell me all this like lines in my body, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even. And I'm a physician, but I don't know. Like I was like, yeah, that was like way over my head.
Well, and it's such a different lens. Like veterinarians don't know these unless they took the time to like go and do the stuff or like all
Learn it, right?
the stuff that I talk about. It's not in veterinarian medicine. It's not in body work in classes either. Minus the ones that like me and the few people that have bridged the human to horses have been trying to put out there. But it's really fascinating what's missing
Yeah.
in that. Oh, hello, Jake, good job. No, good job. Thanks, sweetheart.
Like this was a weird day.
It's a weird day. And I will say to his point, a lot of the times when we do like the little drills and we're doing things, it is really common, especially in the beginning, for them to go through these processes. So even though like the work that we did was only 10 or 15 minutes, I'm still spending like an hour to an hour and a half out there in the little interim moments. So
Right.
it does
That
still.
makes sense. I mean, so he boards, so I won't be able to do this every single day, but I'm down here at least 3 days a week. Sometimes four. Is that like okay?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think anything
Okay.
is fine. Do people like turn him in and out? Do they have people that do that?
Yes. Yes.
Depending on your relationship with them, one of the things that I have a lot of trainers do is teach the grooms or teach the people that are doing the turnout some of this. It's like
Okay.
if they'd be willing to their feedback, I wouldn't do it maybe right now. I would wait until he's really
Right.
on the signal.
Knows how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so that other people aren't training your horse as much. But once you
Oh
have,
yeah. I don't like other people training my horse, so
yeah, I bought a facility because I didn't want people touching my horses at all. So I get it. But once they have the training and once they understand how to do it, it's pretty easy to show them. And most people are pretty open to it and just be like, hey, we're rehabbing this thing going on in his shoulder. Can I show you this little trick? It'd be super helpful. And if
okay.
they went into a stall, put the halter on, did an oral release, did a couple shift backs, and then took him on out, that would be ideal.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, my love. Well,
All right.
that is all. I'll send you a copy of this recording and then I'll either send you some links or I'll send you the links that you can book, but I'll also send you a couple of dates that might not be on there that you can play with. And then we'll just
Okay.
revisit, reframe from there. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so
Good
much.
job. You're so welcome. Bye.
Bye bye.